Good afternoon, beginning farmer friends. My uncle showed up. I knew my cousin was coming, but it's a little scary that he's here because that could be bad news. I don't know. But my cousin brought a 4020 diesel. It's running, ready to go. We're gonna get this unstrapped. It's already got the chains on it. He was kind to me, very, very kind to me. It's already got the chains on it. It's got a bunch of weights on it. We'll tell you about it here in a second. As you know, the hydraulic pump went out on the 4010 that my cousin was loaning me, which is kind of crazy because the reason that I don't have my 4430, which is actually my tractor, is because the hydraulic pump went out on the 4430. That's just to catch you all up. My cousin, thankfully, has more than one tractor, more than two tractors, more than three tractors, obviously. So he brought down this 4020. It looks like we're gonna have to do some loader swapping. I don't know if we're gonna put my loader on it or the loader off of the 4010. Probably the loader off the 4010 because I would guess that that loader's gonna need to be off to work on it anyways. We'll see what happens. Well, friends, there goes the 4010 with the hydraulic pump leak. My cousin looked at it, he agreed with me. It's coming out of the seal, so that 4010 is gonna need some work. I'm not sure what's gonna happen to it. I'm not sure when he's gonna do it because we also have the 4430 that needs to get fixed. And of course, that 4010 wasn't even my tractor. He left a 4020, which is technically a family tractor. Let me walk over to it and explain this whole scenario to you and tell you where I was wrong. Let's start off with where I was wrong. We're not going to be putting a loader on it. I didn't look at it that closely when it pulled in. This one does not have loader brackets on it, so we cannot put a loader on it. It does have some front weights on it, and thus no loader bracket. Also, just as a complete aside, it has an axle that was brazed and put back together in the 70s. The interesting thing about that is that, as I said, this is a family tractor. So my cousin, his dad, my other uncle, not the one who was here, he actually fixed it because it broke, because this is a tractor that my family bought in the early mid 70s from a farm sale from a neighbor. It's a 4020 that was bought new in the neighborhood, stayed in the neighborhood, and then eventually moved down with the family and my cousin's family to where they farm in southern Iowa, south of me. So this 4020 has some history with the family. Although this axle was not on this particular tractor when it broke, this axle was on the loader tractor that's at my uncle's farm up in central Iowa, and it broke when it was on that loader tractor, and they needed the loader tractor to work, so they took the axle off of this tractor, put it onto that tractor. All sorts of crazy stuff. It is good for my heart to hear stories about my uncle breaking things or things breaking down at my family's farm, because I was beginning to think I was the only one in the family that ever had any problems with stuff breaking down. This tractor also has a connection to me in that it has that canopy on it right there. That canopy actually came from a tractor that I had not that long ago, a different 4020 with a Stopler cab. Back in the day, John Deere did not manufacture their own cabs for tractors on these new generation series tractors, the 4010s, the 4020s, the 4320s. They all had aftermarket cabs that were made by a variety of different cab manufacturers. And so that canopy came from the Stopler cab. My cousin disassembled it all and I gave it to him. And so he has a canopy on this 4020 right now. This tractor's got family history. It's got our farm, Crooked Gap Farm history on it. And pretty soon we're going to use it to grind feed. The question that you may be wondering though is, how are you going to feed cattle with it? Well, I would like to put a bale out for the cows right now. So let's show you, because we're not going to be able to use the bale saver rings without the loader, obviously. So let's start it up. Let's go hook up the bale spear, grab a bale of hay, and we'll be good to go. As you can see, putting hay out without the loader is a little different. I have one hay ring that I haven't converted into what I would call a bale saver ring. We have the other hay ring over here that does have the bale saver in it, and then the third bale ring that we use almost all the time is one that I put a chain basket in. Basically, if worse comes to worse and we're not going to get the 4430 fixed anytime soon, I can easily take these chains off. There's just a nut and a bolt that holds those chains on. And to be completely honest, I can come over to this bale saver ring right here, and it's just 4 U-bolts, and I can lift the hay saver part out of it and then have the basic ring. The way that I'm going to choose to look at it though is only having this one bale ring that forces me to get off the tractor and on the tractor and lift the bale ring up and move it and set it down. It's going to act as motivation, because I think I haven't felt like I was in a hurry to get the 4430 done. It's been months since we took the 4430 away because we had a tractor that worked and we had a loader that worked, so we could just wait as long as we wanted. Now I'm motivated, so we're gonna go and work on the 4430 as soon as we can this coming week. The cows and the sheep, they'll eat out of these bale rings as need be. There's plenty of stuff that'll work out. I am just thankful to have a tractor that works and I can drive it around again on the farm. The other thing that I realized as I was pulling this tractor out and backing it in is that I haven't given you an update on the Iowa blizzard yet. It really wasn't a blizzard in our part of the state. Other parts of the state, it did get pretty bad. We got about 3 inches of snow, and while it did blow overnight and do a little bit of drifting, it spent most of its time around 30 to 32 degrees, so that snow was really heavy, and once it got down onto the ground, it couldn't blow a lot. I will show you this. The door, canvas door that is, it survived. It didn't let any snow in, it didn't get torn to shreds, it was all pretty good. Door performed admirably, very, very well. As for everything else that's been going on around here lately, I've just kind of been tinkering around in the shed. I did go to town the other day and I picked up some 1/2-inch plywood, so I have been putting my plywood pieces underneath here. There was a suggestion from somebody who watches the videos that said I should put some 2x4s at the end and then screw it in from the top to kind of just suck that end in together so I don't have a lot of sagging on the end. As far as what's going to happen next in here, I'm going to start bringing stuff from our house shed. I'm going to start sorting it into these tubs, and then the tubs will start going up into their spot. Then we'll get the rest of the lean-to cleared out. It really isn't a ton of backbreaking work. It's just a little bit of tedious work, and the tedious work is the stuff that it seems like I always put off longer than I should put it off. I guess the other thing that I forgot to give an update on was the cows. The blizzard didn't really happen, but it snowed enough and made the roads bad enough that the vet wasn't able to get her morning stuff done, so we didn't do the cows this week. We are rescheduled for this coming week. The problem is that there is snow in the forecast for this coming Friday as well. I don't know what's going to happen with that. I hope that it comes overnight Friday into Saturday, and we can get the cattle worked Friday morning, but we'll see. I do want to get them worked ASAP. Come on, girls! Come on, girls! Come on, girls! Yeah. You gotta come around this way. I tell you, a couple days without a mineral block and it's like they forget that they have to go around this fence to get to it. I don't know, forgetful cows. They'll come to it eventually. They all just decided to go back to their new hay bale. Thanks so much for tagging along today. I hope you liked seeing that new 4020. I hope you are having a great day wherever you are and whenever it is. See, I told you they would figure it out. I knew they would figure it out. Now we're done.